Hi teachers, it's Anna, and today I'm going to show you how to generate, print, and email progress reports. So I'm starting out in my main gradebook view here. I'm going to go to Report Card and choose Progress Report. It's going to generate based on which section I have selected in the focus here, which is the little drop down where you choose your class. I'm working on this class today. But you want to choose your first period class. There will be something a little bit different if you're an end of course teacher, which I'll go over in a minute. But generally, you're going to start with whatever your first period class is there. So start there. It doesn't matter which student you choose here. It's going to say there is no data for this student. And the reason is because I have not generated progress reports yet. Summary method, make sure this says class summary. You're going to scroll down under the options. You have lots of different options. I want you to uncheck everything except for these two, show overall grade and request signature. Scroll down to the bottom. Click on generate all. It's going to give you a warning. The warning is there because once you have already generated reports previously, if you wait 2 weeks and generate again, it's going to wipe out the reports you created the first time. So it's wanting to make sure that you know that you're creating brand new reports and getting rid of anything that was in there before, which you didn't have anything in there before. So that's fine. You'll see information here for one student. That's this student. I'm going to scroll down where it says delivery. I'm going to click on print. You want to get to this page that has a list of all the students, and that's how you get to it, by clicking under delivery, clicking the print button. Here you can preview what the progress reports are going to look like for each student by clicking the print button next to a student's name. And it's going to show you a summary of what that student's progress report looks like. Notice that this student is in two different classes, and one I'm signed in as a teacher named Winnie the Pooh. It printed both classes, even the class that's not my class. That's why you're going to go to your first period class and generate these, because you can generate them for all your first period students for all their classes. Now, the one exception to this is end of course sections. If you are teaching an end of course section, it will not print in this list with these other sections. So you will need to go in separately and print just for your end of course section, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But for all the regular courses that are not end of course, just the first period teacher needs to print, and it's going to show all the classes on it. It'll show the name of the class and the grade. So once you've gone through, just kind of click through and make sure you're seeing the report you think you're seeing. Like if you're printing all the grades for your first period students and you click on one and that student only shows your grade there, it means something wasn't quite right in the way you generated that progress report. Make sure you're seeing all the classes and all the grades there. Once you've kind of clicked through those and you can see that they're looking how they're supposed to look, we're going to get ready to print them for the students to send home. So over here, you don't have to do them individually. Over here where it says selected delivery options, click print. It's going to generate a PDF that has all of your students listed with their progress reports. You need to save this file. So click on download. In your bar on the left-hand side, scroll down and find your home or H drive and click on that so you can save it in your H drive. If yours is organized in folders, feel free to put it somewhere specific. But make sure this goes in your H drive. You don't want it to go to documents or something on your C drive. I'm going to click the name here one time and then type a new name so I know what this file is. It's 9-week progress, and I'm going to put the date on mine so I know what it is, and click save. The reason I saved that report is because I want to make sure I have a snapshot of the grades that I'm sending home for 9-week progress reports. Like I mentioned before, once I generate progress reports again another time, it's going to wipe out what I saved before as far as what Synergy has saved in the gradebook. But your file that you saved on your home drive will still be there, so you'll have documentation of that. Also, when you went through the process to post grades, that also saved a snapshot of those grades in their Synergy record. So just so you know, that's covering you every which way. All right, so once you have downloaded, the next thing you're going to do is print, and you're going to go ahead and print it on your classroom printer. And of course you'll click print there and then hand those out to your students. Now Miss Mankin asked us not only to print but to also email those, and that button is located right here. So I'm going to click, well, let me look first. I want to show you two things before I hit email. One is that under the email section I can choose include parents, include students, and include copy to. If you want to copy the email to anyone other than the parents, for instance, maybe the mom has a second email that's not recorded in Synergy and you want to send it to that email as well, or maybe you've got permission that, you know, you need to send it to a certain person, maybe a co-teacher, or maybe you need to send an at-risk student's progress report to your AP or something like that. You can put that email address here of where you want to send it, the complete email address with the at, and that's the copy to. I do suggest you leave include students checked there. A lot of our students, or most of our students, don't have email listed in Synergy, but if they do, let's involve them in their education. Let them get a copy of that so they know how they're doing. There is a place here for report header text and report footer text. Just to show you what that is, I've typed in 9 weeks progress report here. If I hit print, it adds that text to the top of the report, just kind of for clarity for the parents. You will click email to go ahead and send those emails for all the checked students to the people that you have listed here, include parents, include students, include copy to. I'm going to hit email. It asks you, are you sure? Because of course you're sending something outside now. Are you sure you're really ready to do it? I'm going to click OK. And it's going to bring me back to the same page, but now it is filling in more information. So it's going to tell me how many emails that it sent and exactly who it sent it to. So for this student, it sent 3 emails, one to, I guess, mom, one to dad, and then one to the student himself. It tells you when was the last time you pulled up the PDF to print this, when was the last time you sent an email with this information. It also tells you the data age. So if you get to another part of the semester and reissue progress reports, you'll know whether this is the newest progress report. This is the one that was generated 5 minutes ago. If it said 2 weeks ago, then you would know this is an old progress report, not what you're updated to send now. So that just kind of gives you an overview there. So this information will stay here with the emails, even if I go out and generate new progress reports, just to show you that you had previously sent a progress report out. One more thing I'll show you. I'm going to go to, actually 2 more things. I'm going to go back to progress report data. That was a button that was right here. I want to show you a couple other options you could check here. I'm going to check show assignment detail and show assignment type breakdown. And then I'm going to go back to delivery print and click on the print button. And it has now reformatted these progress reports to include some additional information. I wanted to show you this. It does provide more information for parents. However, it is also potentially much more complicated and hard to understand. It still shows here Abigail has 2 classes. She has this class, which is a statistics class, and she has a 93. And she has this class, which is an economics class with a different teacher, and she has 100. Okay, but underneath, it also shows you the breakdown. For her classroom assignments, which are 35% of the total grade, she has a grade average of 93. And here are the assignments that are listed. She has 2 different assignments. These are the grades on those. This is the category that those are in. Again, this is kind of confusing because it doesn't highlight exactly what grade is the overall class grade for each course period, nor does it highlight the names of the course period for that to be able to show up clearly for parents. So if you're going to use this type of report, you might want to actually physically manually highlight that with a highlighter on your printed copy. But it does provide more information where they can see if there were missing assignments or, you know, zeros or something like that, for the parents to have a little bit more insight where that grade is coming from. So I did want to show you that. That's the back to progress report data. That is the show assignment detail and show assignment type breakdown. All right, the last thing I wanted to show you is what to do if you're teaching an end of course section. So if you don't have any end of course classes, you are finished. You're done. Thank you very much for listening, and let me know if you have any questions. If you are teaching end of course, I want to show you how to print just for those classes. What you're going to do is choose whichever is your end of course section up here in the focus window. And then you're going to do, instead of class summary, you're going to do by section right here. Again, you can choose whether you want to show the assignment detail and all that information or not. I'm just going to do the overall grade and request signature. And I'm going to generate again to make sure I've got it generated without the assignment details that we looked at just a second ago, so you can see what this is going to look like. Scroll back down, delivery, print. And then I want to show you what this report looks like that is the section report and not the class summary. So I'm going to click on one of them and show you, instead of having the name of the class and a grade, now this report is just for one class. So at the top it has the name of the class, and then it has the overall class grade listed here. You'll do that for each of your end of course sections and make sure that your students get the same thing, the printout and the emailed progress reports for those. And again, you'll want to generate your whole classes and then download them all. So here you'll print for the whole class and get the whole list in one document, and then save all of them. And again, that's just for end of course classes because they will not print in a class summary with the other types of classes. If your first period class is an end of course class, then you are not going to be able to print the class summary because it's going to see that as your first period as an end of course. So come see me if that's an issue, and we'll work around that. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Thanks.